Hi, my name's Lizette, and today I'm going to share with you one of my favorite broccoli dishes. This is one that you can use for any special celebration. The holidays are coming up, so this is a great one to add to your holiday table. What I'm going to be using is broccolini and shallots. We'll be roasting them, and then we'll be tossing them in a gremolata, which is a fresh Italian herb sauce made with parsley, lemon, garlic, a little chili flake, olive oil, sea salt, and pepper. I'm going to add one extra ingredient, and that is a little preserved lemon, just to bring another layer of flavor into the dish. And if that's not enough, I'm going to top this off with something so delicious. I swear people will be coming more for the broccoli than they will for your mashed potatoes. That is some beautiful Parmesan crisps. But if you want to see more of our recipes, please subscribe because we'll be back for many more different ideas that we have to just enhance your meals.
All right, so the first thing you're going to need is some broccolini like this and some shallots, sea salt, and I have Malden sea salt right here, and olive oil. All right, so when you prepare the broccolini, you want to trim off these little leaves here. See right here? Okay, so just take them off, and they each have their own amount. So just go ahead and look, and even look underneath the floret. You want to get those leaves out. So I'm going to do a few here. And save your leaves. Then cut the stems and then set them aside. So I'm going to do another one here. All right. And they're little, and they have, they're not really that bitter, but it's nice to cut them off, especially when you're going to roast, because they will burn, so you might as well save them. Like, look at these big leaves here. So we don't really need these for roasting. So I'm going to take those off, set them aside. Oop, that one's broken. More leaves. Okay, so this is what I would do with the leaves. I mean, I'm not going to make a bouquet or anything, but what I would do is maybe toss them in the salad. You know, you can also make a little pesto with them. And now here, this broccolini, the stem's awfully big. So what I'll do here with this one is actually split it in half. So place your knife here, put your hand over the top, and now you've got these two thinner pieces. And now for the shallots. You just want to slice these, nothing fancy, but we'll cut each end off. Set them aside. Stem end, cut it down. Curl your fingers, slice away. Just big chunks. You don't want to dice these because if you do, then they'll burn. So you just want big enough pieces so that they'll roast nicely with the broccolini. Gotta get on the other side there. Okay. Oh, there's a little skin here. So I'm just peeling that off, and I do want to show you this. See, there's a little stem end here, root end. Just cut that off with the tip of your knife because you want these pieces to not have any hard pieces when you're roasting. Scoop them up with your bench scraper. I'll set those aside. And here's our broccolini all freshly cut. Add a little bit of really good olive oil. So you want some good olive oil in here for roasting, something that can handle the high heat. And then some sea salt. So I got my Malden sea salt. I like the crunchiness of the Malden and the shallots. And just give them a quick toss like you're tossing a salad. Now I could get in here with my hands, but I'm not going to do that today. All right, so once you finish, just make sure they're well coated. Add a little bit of cracked pepper. Okay, one more toss. Now we're done. So once I finish here, we're going to put it on the pan. So here's a pan, and it's lined with parchment paper, as you can see. I want to do that because this is an aluminum pan, and I don't want that contact all these beautiful broccolini that I'm adding here. Spread them out thin. so they're an even layer. Sometimes you have to actually place them where you want to. And now they go in the oven for 375 degrees for about 10-15 minutes. All right, while that's roasting, let's make the gremolata. We're going to need parsley, preserved lemon, garlic. Okay, so that's it. To start with, let's chop up the parsley. What I like to do is give it a haircut. So I grab it, like I'm grabbing a bouquet, and you can see me just chopping away, holding my knife at an angle, and then cut it up. And now we'll cut across. So just gather it up in a pile. See how I'm cutting it? I have my hand on the spine of the knife, and I just go back and forth. Just want to get this down a little bit so that when I put it in the mortar and pestle, I have smaller leaves to work with. Makes it a whole lot easier if you do this step. All right. Now we do the garlic. So just give it a nice smash. And I have one here that I have to peel, so just really whack it. First time wasn't good enough, so I'm doing it again. See how the skin comes off? And now we're going to chop this up. So I just give a little slice first just to get myself started. And then I'm going to go across again and just rock and chop it. Break it down a little bit. Doesn't have to be really tiny or minced. Put a little salt here. This is a little trick to get the garlic a little bit smaller, faster, and actually pull the flavor, the oils from the garlic. That bit of salt is really helpful. So once I'm finished here, we've got our parsley and our garlic. Okay, now we work with the preserved lemon. So here's a jar of preserved lemon. I like this brand. And I have these cute little tiny forks. I love these. Just pull out the preserved lemon, and I'm not going to use the whole thing. So this is how I prepare it. I cut it right in half, and then I'm going to use one of them. Okay, so setting that one side, cut a little bit of the ends, and then cut it in half again into a wedge. And now we're going to do what's called a fillet slice, and I'm slicing across. I'm getting the kind of the inside of the lemon off. I just want the rind. And then we just cut across. This is a julienne cut. I'm being real careful because they're kind of sticky. And so that's how thin you want, and then you cut across into little dice. So that's how you cut this. You can use just that one wedge I'm showing you here, or you can add the other one. And that's it. Okay, so now here's my mortar and pestle. I really love this one. It's a great stone one. So we start with the garlic. And then I add some Maldon sea salt. So get a good pinch in there. You see this? It's nice and flaky. I like this consistency, but you can use any sea salt that you like. Definitely make it sea salt though. Okay, and then you just sort of stir it like you're stirring a pot, but you want to take the pestle and really grind it into the stone. That way you mash the garlic, add a little salt, keep going. And already I can really smell this garlic, and it's smashing down pretty well. Now we're going to add the parsley. So I add about half of it. Just put it in there. And then just really stir it and smash it against the stone. You see how I'm kind of be a little vigorous here. And you can already see the parsley's brightening up. It's starting to wilt and mix with the garlic. Okay, so now lemon juice. Pour that in. I'll have all these amounts later, so don't worry about these amounts. We really eyeball this. There goes the preserved lemon. And see all that? Isn't that pretty? Okay, now just stir it, grind it down, just to get all these flavors to mix together. Smells very lemony in here. Oh, chili flakes, little spice. Now this is optional. If you don't like spice, skip it. I like spice. Now the chili flakes actually don't, they just kind of mix in, and the oils from the chili flakes mix into the parsley, the garlic, and the lemon. Olive oil. So I only add half here, and I truly just eyeball this. That was probably about 3 tablespoons for this amount. And then we just mix it, and I'm really just using the pestle to mix things. I'm just grinding a little bit. Okay, a little more salt, because you got to do that. And now lastly, well, actually that was it. All right, so here are the roasted broccolini. Look at that. So as you can see, I'm lifting up the paper, and what I'm going to do is actually use the parchment paper to hold all my broccolini in place while I transfer it to this bowl right here. But first goes in our gremolata. Just place it in the bowl, and then add the broccolini and shallots, and now just toss it together. So I'm going to use my salad, or I got these 2 wooden spoons here, or you can use salad tongs, whatever you want, but just toss it through to make sure that it's coated well. Okay, so, oh my goodness, I can't wait to eat this. It's so good. And then place it on your serving platter. Got this pretty bowl I'm placing it on. This is literally ready to serve right now, but we're going to add those crisps. See these? These are my Parmesan crisps. Actually, Jeff made these. Thank you, Jeff. He added some herbs to this, some chives and some fresh oregano. And you just kind of break them and place them all over. It's a garnish. It's like a crouton without the bread. And the best part only, just the cheese. I'll have to make sure and save one for me.
All right, so here is our finished roasted broccolini with gremolata and Parmesan crisps. I mean, every layer of this dish is delicious. You could have it just as a roasted broccolini dish with the gremolata, but for those of you who can't do without your cheese, well, we have these Parmesan crisps for you, and if you want to know how to do it, we've provided a link for you with another video so you can see how we make these. And they're super simple, so if you want to add that little add-on, go for it. Otherwise, enjoy this dish, happy holidays, and please subscribe to see more of what we're cooking up in our kitchen. See you later. Bye.